Welcome, guys. Welcome today. How are you, Harvey?
Hello, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Cora, how are you going today? Now, guys, what I've just done is a little bit of small talk. Not that much. I just asked you a little bit how you're going because today our focus will be on making small talk with different people. So let's just quickly look at our objectives. As I mentioned, it's to make small talk, but also we're going to practice the verbs go and come. So this is a very practical session and hopefully we'll get lots out of it. Laura, what about you? Do you like small talk or do you actively avoid it?
I don't like them at all.
Oh,
I usually
no.
avoid them because I don't know what to say. It's like I end up talking about the weather, these kind of things. So no, I don't like them.
Oh no, the weather's a very good topic of conversation. Well, we're going to
Indeed.
practice today. We're going to practice lots of small talk. So what we have is we have 5 different images. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask each of you what you think you would say to each of these people if you were in the conversation. So we'll start with you, Fran. Fran, you're this guy here. Okay, can you see that? And you're talking to this lady here, and you've never met her before. What would you say to her?
Oh, I am awful on this. Hi, it's the first time you come here to drink a coffee.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Cora, if you were that lady, what would you say in response?
Okay, I'm here because I know the person who organized this dinner party, for example.
Perfect. Well done. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to look at some conversation starters and then we're going to move to the next section before we get to our role play. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get Cora, could you just read the first paragraph for me? And then I'm going to get you different things to read and pretend you're making conversation, okay? And we'll talk about what to do. So if you could just read the first bit for me, Cora, that would be great.
Okay. The great thing about going to a big function like this, plus a few I come up with on my own.
Okay, before we move on, that was really, really well read and disingenuous. Can we all say that, guys? Disingenuous.
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 Yeah.
Disingenuous.
Louder.
Disingenuous?
Yes, perfect. Okay, what does it mean?
Cynical.
Mighty.
Sorry.
Cora,
No.
you're a legend. Okay, perfect. So we're going to look at 10 conversation starters, and I'm actually going to just get you to read it. But the task for you is to read what I highlight and make it sound real. I'll start with you, Lauda. Can you read the first one for me?
Wow, I really like your necklace.
Thank you. Great. I was convinced, guys. That was really good. But the purpose of that activity wasn't just to have a laugh. It was to think about whether that was part of it. But I want to know, do you think, Cora, that those conversation starters would be effective? Or do you think they're a bit silly?
No, are effective. Indeed, the small talk is a bit silly, per se, right?
That's true.
Like elevator pitch or something like that.
Very good answer, actually. It is a bit silly. It's because it's false, isn't it? And so you have to sort of pretend and act in a way that might be unnatural. I like that answer.
Mm-hmm.
So Harvey, tell me, is small talk important for your job or is it more important for you socially?
Well, for my work, actually, it doesn't because I normally go straight to the point, and I don't have much time to spend in making a small talk. Actually, yeah.
Well, that's fair enough. If you're busy, it might not be important. So just direct. Okay, this is my favourite bit. You're all going to give me one small talk line that you can come up with. You're meeting me for the first time. I come to Spain, I get to come in, or London, or France, I come and get to meet you all, and we're going to make some small talk. So what's one thing you could start the conversation with me? You're next.
So, is it your first time in Madrid, or have you ever been here before?
I've never been here. It's my first time and I'm very excited. Yes, good work. So what we're going to do now, before we move on to the next section, is we're going to just practice some of the grammar for today, okay? Just quickly, because I know that you've all done your homework and I know that you know this, but it's a good revision time. Let me just make this a little bit bigger so that we can see it. Okay, so what we're going to do is read sentences out, and you're going to put the correct verb constructions from the list into the sentences. Okay, so let's start with Cora. Could you read the first one for us, please?
Of course. Talking of the theme party, what are you going to go as?
Perfect. Well done. Well done, guys. That was really good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move into the role play. But before we do that, I'm just going to do a quick revision. Who can I pick on? Harvey, can you tell me the two different contexts where we used go off? If someone goes off, can you give me two contexts, two reasons?
Yeah, one is, for example, like something in the fridge, or a fruit goes bad, goes like rotten or something like that. And the other context, I understood that it was something like to fall out with somebody, maybe,
or dislike them as well. It could fall out. Or you could just, you know how you like someone one day, but they've been really, then they start, you know that they talk about people a lot behind their back and you're kind of not as happy to be around them. You don't really like them as much as you did because you have seen a character flaw perhaps that you didn't like, or they said something nasty to you, you go off them. They're not as enjoyable for you to be around. But good examples. Well done. Okay. The role play, everyone's favorite, but this one's a good one. I like this role play a lot. No, role plays are really important because we're going to practice our language today and we're going to really practice making small talk, but we will only be doing it in short sections. Okay, so we really need to think on our feet. Okay, let's look at the task. I'm just going to show you. Okay, Fran, would you be able to read this line for us, which is the task, and to explain to us what we're doing?
You are attending the annual company dinner and you are seated beside people from another department who you don't know very well.
Perfect. And can you read the next line as well, Fran, for me?
Yep. Take turns to introduce a topic of small talk.
Okay, so you're going to get 1 minute each in a pair to make small talk. And I'm actually going to give you the topic. Now, if you can't talk about that topic for about 20 seconds, or you say you stop for 20 seconds and cannot think of anything, I will change the topic for you. But it's a very quick activity. The idea is we're going to try and talk to each person. So you'll do this 4 times. I've just had to count then. Okay, and it's a good activity to practice small talk. Now, before we start, I just want to put on the screen the key vocabulary. Now, this vocabulary that I'm going to put on the screen was from your homework, which I know that you all did, and I'm very happy to see that. And also, I'm just going to put this. Okay, let's unpause it. So this is some of the vocabulary expressions and target language that you're going to practice. So we're just going to have, I would like you just to have a quick look at the vocabulary on the left. Are there any words there or any phrases there that you need me to explain to you before we make a start? Situations and surroundings.
Okay,
when you're ready.
I
can
don't know. Yeah. Please, Maite, go ahead. I will follow.
By the way, Laura, I haven't seen you in around the office today. Are you okay? Are you sick or you working from another room?
No, I'm just working from home today because I had to finish some paperwork, so I thought that it would be better to work from home today. That's why I'm not coming to the office. Don't worry. Yeah, it's just today that I'm working from home, but I
Then
will
we'll
go
be-
to the office tomorrow.
We'll be
Okay, time.
called together.
Perfect. Well done. I know you were stretching it, but you did well, ladies. Okay. Before we finish today, I do want to say, though, that you did mostly use the key vocabulary very well, so I really love that. But there were a couple of pronunciation things that I'd like to go over just to finish up, because there were some words that were difficult. Okay, let's start. If we look in the chat box, I want you... Hang on. Okay, I've spelt it. This is incorrect spelling. But how would you say that word, Cora?
Incidentally.
Good. Laura, do you want to give it a go?
Incidentally.
Good.
Incidentally. Okay.
Incidentally or
Or
incidentally.
incidentally. Okay.
Yeah. Fran.
Incidentally.
Good. Harvey.
Incidentally.
Good. Mighty.
Incidentally.
Good. Okay. Let's see if I spelled. Okay. Disingenuous. Okay, this is a bit more difficult. Harvey, do you want to go first?
Okay, disingenuous or something like that.
No, close. Close. Disingenuous.
Disingenuous.
Yeah, perfect. Fran.
Disingenuous.
Yes. Cora.
Disingenuous.
Yeah, Mighty.
Disingenuous.
Oh, perfect. Louder, lucky last.
Disingenuous.
Okay, perfect. Just quickly, couple of things. Disingenuous. Fran, do you remember what that means?
It means like cynical.
Yes or not genuine is another way, because it's disingenuous. Okay, not genuine. And we also had to go off. Okay, to go off, Mighty, what are the two reasons you could go, two contexts that you could use go off?
When you talk about food, because it's gone bad, and when you talk about someone that you dislike or you don't like that much anymore, when you talk about people.
Perfect. Awesome. Now I will put the rest of the stuff in the report for you guys, but does anyone have any questions before we finish today?
No.
Brilliant, guys. Well, that was a fantastic lesson, and I just want to remind you to do your homework again this week. Fantastic work, and I will see you all next week.
Okay, see you next week.
Okay, thank you, Tara.
See you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks,
All right. Thank
guys.
you, Sarah.
Bye-bye.
Have a nice
Bye.
day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.